what it is, what it do. It's your girl Brittany, back better, another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is, I know what it is. We both know I post frequently. Alright, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing a Dougie bow, our Dougie yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. Alright, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this video. So in today's video, y'all, we are going to get into the batch only panel that they did on the Two-Headed Goat show. And shout out to Messy Auntie, because she had ended up getting the whole live. I'm like, thank you. Because, baby, I be trying to stay on it, but, baby, I be getting like, oh, somebody else to catch the whole live. And she usually catches the whole live, so I do appreciate that. All right, y'all, so let's get into this panel because I haven't did one of these in a minute. But definitely a lot of stuff was said, a lot of stuff was highlighted, and, you know, a lot of stuff was exposed. So we're going to start off with Laure. Really, if nothing else, this was very much Laure's panel. Laure, y'all know how she is. She gonna speak her mind. She's very outspoken. She gonna say what nobody else is going to say, but everybody thinking it. So she starts off strong with talking about the girls who weren't able to come back for part 2. So with that, she talked about, you know, Gorgeous Doll, of course. I definitely thought Gorgeous Doll was going to come back. But she talked about Gorgeous Doll. She talked about the girl Maya. And Maya definitely didn't really have much going on. She was scared of Tori. I would have been too. And I wouldn't have came back for Tori to hit on me either. No shade. And the Barbie girl who Tori ended up attacking. And once again, like I said, I understand. I'm not coming back either for Tori to be attacking me. And mind you, all three of those women have that in common where they were attacked by Tori in one way or another, whether it was verbally or physically. But, you know, most of them got the physical part. And they said, yeah, the show ain't that serious. The money ain't that deep. I'm not finna be getting attacked by the big bad wolf. This damn koala bear. Laure's point for bringing them up was to show that, you know, when you don't fight on this show, when you don't have any mess, you will get left off bad and bougie. And I will say, Tori, and Milan, and a little bit of Sav made sure that they stayed on. But more so, it definitely was Laure, Tori, Milan, and I would say even Mommy G made sure they had some decent storylines to where they were like the main people that you kept seeing every episode. But if y'all did not see nobody else, you seen Tori. Like, swear to God, you seen her. They end up transitioning to Milan. Now, Laure ends up saying that Milan on part 1 was definitely very much a bully. And part 2, she playing victim. Like, basically, part 2 is when Milan starts getting her karma. Whether that be through Tori, Laure, or, you know, just anybody. She just starting to get her karma because part 1, she came in on time and trying to fight girls that wasn't like that. This my thing right here, which I do agree with her, but we're going to get to that. I want to know how they explained the show to the girls, because truly part 2 is definitely the foundation of Now There's TV, the way they doing it. Part 1 though was a slow build, but it was boring. It was super slow. It was kind of like everybody was getting to arguing, but in their contract it said y'all could not fight, and the girls didn't have necessarily the range to read each other or to gather each other. And even if they did, it would be, I had a Birkin, I was with this man. You know, it would be more so about material things or experiences. And even though that's mostly what the show is about, that's the root of the show, that's the aesthetic of the show, is we not like y'all. If they would have started reading each other in their way, I believe as though we, the audience, would disconnect because a lot of us never had those experiences. And not only that, y'all have brought in people that don't necessarily fit the aesthetic, which would be Tori and LaRue. So they bring it down to what they know best, which is the Now That's TV way, which is fighting. And truthfully, we as the audience prefer the Now That's TV way because that's what we pay our money for. We're not necessarily paying our money for them to experiment and be like, well, let's see how this show is going to go with all these people who have top-notch experiences in their life and, you know, got all this money and everything, and they gonna argue. Like, no, we really want to see them fight. Did I necessarily want to see them fight Tori? No. I would have more so enjoyed seeing them cat fight each other down, you know, like what we get now with Zen and Blue Jasmine and stuff like that, or with Sav and Jordan. Those type of fights make sense. What Tori doing, this WWE shit, really don't make sense to the foundation of the show or the aesthetic of the show. And like I told y'all, I feel as though she overcompensating because she don't feel like she's supposed to be there, nor do I think that she's supposed to be there, and that's why they put her there. LaRue seemingly switched gears and ends up letting it be known that part 2, you can see the energy shift from Sav, Blue Jasmine, and Nia Lee. She feels as though part 1, they felt like they didn't do enough. And she goes a little bit deeper on Sav and just ends up saying that Sav really didn't do much part 1 to really come back for part 2. And obviously Nia Lee is on that way more part 2. She ends up giving the example of like they seen themselves on TV and they felt like they didn't do enough. So when they came back this time, they was on timing. Now, I would say this about Sav because I won't let her downplay Sav. Sav very much so was a loading. Like, Sav did not overcompensate because she knew that she was supposed to be there. So with her knowing that she was supposed to be there, she had way more confidence in herself. And even though she was willing to fight, she wasn't overdoing it or making something out of nothing to prove like, hey, y'all, I'm back and I'm a fight. Sav was not doing it. So I would say I would take the slow roast Sav versus as soon as I walk in the door, I'm on that Tori. As soon as I walk in the door, I'm on that LaRue. I liked the fact that Sav did not overdo it. She waited till the beef came to her and she was on that. More so than nitpicking or being like, why I wasn't getting on the jet? Y'all getting whooped for saying that y'all don't feel as though I deserve to be on the jet more than y'all. Stuff like that. Again, like I said, overcompensating. You already know these people from production, in my opinion, from production to cast don't feel like you're supposed to be on the show. And anybody who don't say what you want to hear, you end up hitting them. Like, no, but that's the only reason why she on the show anyways, because they wanted her to play the big fat villain. And she didn't mind doing that. So that's why she don't look good in the light. And that's why I really don't nobody want her on the show. Because, again, like I said, she's overcompensating. But I will say, yes, the energy did shift part 2. But when it comes to Blue Jasmine, I feel as though very much was on that part 1. But I definitely believe that it was in Nicole contract that she could not get hit. That's why Blue Jasmine here had that interview, because ain't no contract signed to go to no interview. I definitely believe that Nicole was only safe because of paperwork. Only because of paperwork. Nothing else. And 2, she wanted to get her money. You know, she wanted to promote her book. All this, all that. So part 2, you seen one bop to the head made out switch gears. Simple. Okay? Change this bitch's mindsets and all that. And Nia Lee, I would say she wasn't necessarily as aggressive as she is on part 2. But I would say part 1, she more so just wanted to be neutral. She wanted Jasmine, you know, to take her own stuff. She wasn't going to get involved in nothing Jasmine had going on unless somebody else dipped their toes in it like a second party. But when it came to Nicole and Jasmine, she was trying to stay more so neutral. So I understand that. And I will say she wasn't necessarily on timing with everybody, but she was on timing when she needed to be. When Nicole had said to them was like, why your friend couldn't get you on the show, Nia Lee definitely read Nicole for filth. She definitely let Nicole know, bitch, don't play with me. As she should, though, because Nicole thought that she was going to be green and be like, oh, yeah, you right. Like, no, I got myself on this show. Don't try to throw nothing up in my face. Don't play with me. The situation with Zen jumping in for Nicole was also brought up on the panel. And LaRue ends up letting it be known that she told Zen not to keep jumping in nothing Nicole got going on because Nicole is not that friend to you. And they don't understand why Nicole was lying about being in the bathroom when she was right there. And Nicole went on Instagram and went live and everything, still saying, I don't know how they edited it like that, but I was in the bathroom. Girl, you was right there. You was not in the bathroom. You just didn't want to get hit again, and you didn't mind your friend being a sacrifice for you. You scary. So ain't nobody gonna do nothing when somebody did something. Like she said, you were in the corner. And I personally agree with LaRue. I know, it's so shocking. But I agree with LaRue. My thing is this with Zen. I get it, like you wanted to quote unquote protect your friend, help your friend. But like I said in my review, you barely wanted to protect yourself, part one with Milan. You know, you felt like that was out of your league. Like, that wasn't something that you did. You pretty girl. You don't do stuff like that. So, when Blue Jasmine started hitting Nicole, I don't know if the savage came out of you or what, but then you jump, skip, hop, leap, did the Dougie trying to hit her. So, that opened up a whole nother situation because I definitely feel what Nia Lee is saying as far as if she was there, you wouldn't have jumped in. I definitely believe that's true. I think Nicole and Blue Jasmine would have got their one-on-one. They probably been trying to break it up, but I don't think a day would have went by that you would have hit Blue Jasmine in front of Nia. I just don't see that. Zen. I just do not see that. Zen did not come up on the panel. Nicole did not come up on the panel. And that's a lot of those type of things irritate me when the other girls don't come up on the panel. Are y'all too good to come up on the panel? Get on the panel. You are at work. Let's do your job. Nicole can go on Instagram and put up a story hollering about how she wasn't in the room. I could see the clip of her being in the room, but she can't come on the panel because, you know, you scary. And LaRue ends up letting it be known that later on that is addressed as far as like Nicole thinking that she gonna say what she want to say and not be checked. But I think it was more like a general thing. Like they probably said Nicole and then it came to it like, hey, when you talk, you should expect consequences behind it. And I think that, you know, because this is Nicole's second show where she wasn't touched, she felt very comfortable. And like I said, it probably has in her contract too to not be hit or cannot fight. So she think that she just gonna be saying what she wanna say. And honestly, going back to part one, Nicole was taunting Blue Jasmine. And she even admits that she taunts her because she know everybody gonna say, well, nah, because you was taunting that girl, part one. So she says that, but then, like, by the end of whatever statement she gonna say, she gonna be like, but everybody knows I don't fight. But everybody knows, too, that you need to shut up. Even me. Not just in God and you, but even me, my audience, and the girls there. If anybody else would talk the same talk as Nicole, they would have been got hit day one. First statement that came out their mouth, Ben got knocked out. Ben got shut down. Like, nobody spares Mommy G. Nobody spares it. And Mommy G talk all day long. But don't nobody spare Mommy G. So, if don't nobody spare her, why would you think that you would get spared? Even with the girl Barbie, who was on part one. Barbie like, oh, I'm not a fighter. I don't do this. But she thought that she was going to be, being sneaky, saying stuff, talking out the side of her neck. And they knocked her ass clean out too. And she was silent ever since. Y'all just should understand what y'all getting yourselves into. Nicole knew what she was getting herself into. Because like I said, on the first show that she did with Now That's TV, Nicole was very outspoken and playing the role like, you want to hit me? I do this, I'll do that. But her homegirl was taking her phase. And just same with Zen. Zen taking her phase for her. But again, the reason I do like this show and I'm enjoying part two is because I bet you part two, all that hollering and screaming that Nicole was doing, how she was getting on our nerves, that will not happen again. I'm already seeing part two. She gonna be quiet. Because she don't want to get hit again. Even though Blue Jasmine hit her one time, it wasn't even a hit to go around the world. Nicole and her mental brain cells is like the hit went around the world. Like it was a global smack. And it really wasn't. But it was global enough to tell her ass shut up. Now the last thing, but the biggest thing, is everybody feels as though the roles are reversed. Like, people are saying Zen shouldn't have jumped in, but we're praising Nia Lee for jumping in her friend's stuff. And I believe what the difference is with these two women is the fact that Zen jumped in because she felt as though, oh, my friend couldn't fight, and it's the perfect opportunity to let people show I ain't no punk, and my friend gonna talk. Like, she hit Blue Jasmine, letting it be known, like, Nicole gonna say whatever she wanna say. Y'all ain't checking nothing. Nia Lee, on the other hand, is jumping in because it's like, that was a one-on-one. That had nothing to do with you. And you hit my friend when you already knew that my friend and your friend had beef. So I feel like that's what the difference was. And we on Nia Lee's side because it's like, her and Jasmine made it very clear that they have a real friendship. Like, literally, when I got her picture off Instagram, Blue Jasmine is all over her page. Like, they're actually friends in real deal life. And she let it be known that her loyalty was with Jasmine day one of the Bad Bitches Only show. And with her letting it be known that that's where her loyalty stood, we expected nothing more but for her to stand with Blue Jasmine. We expected nothing more. And the only thing that they did different was get Zen in the office. Because that's exactly what Nicole and Zen did to Blue Jasmine. Even if Nicole, quote unquote, ran in the corner a little bit after the interview, she still was popping it at Blue Jasmine. And, that once security got Blue, then that's when Nia Lee had got her licks in. But that was the same way how it was when they was at the interview. The only difference is Zengar was getting her licks on Blue Jasmine. And like I said, I do not feel bad for Zen, because it's like, you jumping in Nicole's stuff when Nicole, number one, didn't ask you to. Number two, Nicole talked too much. And like you said, you knew that Nicole wasn't no fighter. So if you knew she wasn't no fighter, and you know that you're a quote-unquote not a fighter, why jump in? Or why would Nicole keep putting herself in a position to get hit? And then you want to take the back fade, and Nicole don't do nothing to help you. Mind you, that girl Takayla, I'm sorry, I'm butchering her name, but you ain't even been here. And you have more loyalty to Zen than Zen Bestie. But I'll say this, moving forward on Zen and Nia Lee case, because they end up saying that Nia Lee starts taking all of Blue Jasmine's beefs on. No, ma'am, we're not doing that. I definitely believe, you set Zen straight. Whatever it continues to be next week, let it be that. Let it fizzle out. But other than that, you don't need to be taking on Blue Jasmine's beef. Like, that's not your place. Like, let Blue Jasmine take on her own beef and let her stand as a woman. But then too, they didn't come on the panel, so we're gonna see if they come on there as well. Now we know that we ain't seen them come on there before. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I ain't did one of these in a minute, so I was very excited to do this. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye. Love y'all.